Honorable Congress President Shri Rahul Gandhi ji, our leader, Chairperson of the Congress Parliamentary Party, Srimati Sonia Gandhi ji, Dr. Manmohan Singh ji, members of the Steering Committee, Pradesh Congress chiefs, CLP leaders, our distinguished guests from abroad, leaders representing fraternal parties, diplomats, comrades and friends. It's my privilege today in this plenary of the Indian National Congress to introduce for your consideration the resolution on the foreign policy. The foreign policy of our country throughout in its history has been deeply influenced by the commitments made by the leaders of the freedom movement, in the commitments that were given to nations which were suffering like India, from Africa, in Asia to Latin America, by the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, and India's front-ranking leader of the freedom struggle, a global statesman, Jawaharlal Nehru, that independent India will stand up in solidarity with those who have suffered subjugation, colonization, and exploitation. That independent India will stand up and fight for dignity and honor of all human beings and for the freedom of nations. It is important to recall that the foreign policy that India pursued had a blend of pragmatism, idealism, and a deep print of the vision of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. He ensured that we pursue a policy which is sovereign, which is independent, that we do not lean towards one side or the other, but retain the option to express our mind as a large country which had rightful aspirations to be a leader in the Committee of the Nations. And that is what took India forward. We have friends here from those countries where battles were fought for liberation against apartheid in South Africa, for the liberation of other colonized countries, whether these were in Asia or Africa. It was Pandit Nehru and Indira, India's vision, that secured the sovereign interest of these countries through the non-aligned movement, bringing together the countries of these three large regions to form a bloc which had shared concerns and common interests. Foreign policy, people may say, is something which is foreign. I would like to say that it is integral to our national interest and therefore the enlightened vision that we had throughout. It must uphold and secure sovereign national interests of the country. Congress governments consistently pursued this policy, which enhanced India's image and India's respect in the world. We were careful enough to know that it is important for us to manage our periphery and our neighborhood. There was a strong national consensus on India's foreign policy. It was bipartisan. It was never held hostage to domestic politics. That was our strength. I am saddened to note here that consensus built over decades has been unraveled. The continuity of India's foreign policy has been disrupted by the BJP and Modi-led government. They have made foreign policy a divisive national issue. In the last 4 years, there has not been one occasion when Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi thought it wise to consult those who have rich experience of managing India's engagement with the world. Not even once an effort was made to repair the damage done to the national consensus. Friends, the present government and the Prime Minister have pursued a policy, foreign policy, in a cavalier manner, which is non-serious. The Prime Minister is carried away by his own propaganda. Today, it's a matter of concern that we have mismanaged our relations with major capitals of the world, with major strategic partners, and in our immediate neighborhood. The foreign policy of this government is confused. It is bereft of any direction. It lacks focus, and that is our concern. Can India have a personalized foreign policy or a national foreign policy? Today, Prime Minister's visits abroad or our engagements have become purely transactional. It lacks coherence. It lacks a futuristic orientation. And it's not only that. Prime Minister of India makes disparaging remarks about his predecessors, about the previous governments, negates India's achievements since independence, and expects us not to question or challenge when that is being done. It's the first Prime Minister who has undermined country's own credibility. I would like to recall here with a sense of pride that in 1955, it was Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru who brought together the leaders of the countries which I mentioned in Asia, in Africa. That was the beginning in Bandung of the non-aligned movement. And when the 60th anniversary was held, India's speeches, India's statement did not refer to Pandit Nehru, but the host country and the other leaders hailed Jawaharlal Nehru's contribution. It's a matter of shame that the present government chose on the international stage not to acknowledge what this country's foreign policy achievements were. Same thing happened when we had the summit on Africa. It was Dr. Manmohan Singh as Prime Minister. When we discussed and decided to institutionalize India's engagement with Africa, India-Africa Forum Summit was convened. This government convened it only once, in a big way, and did not refer to Pandit Nehru or Srimati Indira Gandhi. We are grateful to the heads of states and prime ministers of the African continent who one after the other got up to say that it was Nehru, it was Congress, it was India, because of which we are sovereign nations. I thought it is important to share with all my friends and colleagues and comrades in the party that this is the manner in which the foreign policy is being pursued. एक नई परेशानी है देश के प्रधानमंत्री जहां जाते हैं कहते हैं पहली बार भारत की पहचान हो रही, पहली बार दुनिया में भारत का सम्मान हो रहा है। हमने कई बार बताने की कोशिश की, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ऐसा मजाक मत करें, सदियों पुराना देश है, आज़ादी के बाद हमने बड़ी चीज़ें हासिल की हैं, भारत का सम्मान पूरे देश के अंदर था, दुनिया के अंदर। अब ये बताना पड़ेगा इनको कि मई 2014 से पहले हिंदुस्तान था जिसको दुनिया सलाम करती थी। भारत परमाणु शक्ति बन चुका था इंदिरा गांधी के समय, हम अंतरिक्ष शक्ति बन चुके थे, हम मंगल ग्रह पे चले गए थे, हम चंद्रमा पर चले गए थे, चंद्रायन, मंगलायन। और यहाँ हमारे वजीर आजम है, प्रधानमंत्री हैं, जो कहते इससे पहले कुछ हुआ नहीं, कोई पहचान नहीं थी हिंदुस्तान की। मैं निंदा करता हूं ऐसे प्रधानमंत्री की जिन्होंने देश का अपमान किया है। ये कांग्रेस का, नेहरू, इंदिरा गांधी का, राजीव गांधी का नहीं, हिंदुस्तान का अपमान है और हिंदुस्तान माफ नहीं करेगा। हमारे पड़ोसी देशों के साथ कैसे संबंध है? कोई बड़ा देश अपने पड़ोस के साथ संबंध ना ठीक हो, वहां पे प्रभाव ना हो, तो कैसी विदेश नीति चलेगी? The neighborhood policy must be given the highest priority. Yes, we have complex relationships with some of our neighbors. There are historical reasons, but we have to manage. Whether it's China or with the relationship with Pakistan, but we have very special and privileged relationship with Bangladesh. Who in India does not remember my generation? The bonding between Srimati Indira Gandhi and Bangabandhu Mujibur Rahman. We all remember with pride the liberation of Bangladesh. Can we forget what we share with Nepal, with Bhutan, with Sri Lanka? But today, we have a situation. We are the largest country in the subcontinent, largest dynamic economy, a country which straddles the vital Indian Ocean, which crisscrosses, covers the sea lanes. It's important for maritime security, for maritime trade. But we have never been more enfeebled in our neighborhood, where India's influence and voice does not matter. I would like to tell the Prime Minister and this government from the Congress side, please pause, please take the right steps, respect the sensitivities of our neighbors, ensure what India has believed in and what we committed under Congress, that there has to be a region of stability and a region of shared prosperity, without which we cannot have any meaningful international engagement. But with Pakistan, there was no dispute when it comes to fighting terrorism. It's a major challenge before India. We have been victims for decades. We have lost thousands of lives of our citizens, of our soldiers. But we didn't divide the country while confronting terrorism. We united India to fight terrorism. Our leaders made supreme sacrifices. They gave their lives. Can we forget whether it was Indira ji or Rajiv Gandhi ji? But today's government is making Pakistan policy a divisive national issue. We all are one in saluting our soldiers. हम सलाम करते हैं भारत की फौज को, जो हमारी सरहदों की रक्षा करती है, हमारे लोगों की रक्षा करती है। इस पे हमने कभी देश को बांटा नहीं है, इस सरकार ने बांटा है, प्रधानमंत्री मोदी ने बांटा। पर जहां तक प्रश्न है, हमारे समय में जो नीति थी, दुनिया भूल गई थी, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंचों पे एक साथ नाम नहीं लिया जाता था, इंडिया पाक। We had done away with that hyphenation, and today that hyphenation is back. That is our major concern. Yes, we will fight terrorism. Pakistan must realize that the history and the geography of the region cannot be changed. But at the same time, it is in their interest also to do what they should have done long back, to build those bridges of trust with India, honor the words, and dismantle the terror syndicate that targets India. With China too, we have a strategic and cooperative partnership. It's complex. But in 2005, when Dr. Manmohan Singh ji was the Prime Minister, at that time, an understanding was reached with China. Political parameters, guiding principles to settle all disputes. There are disputes, but we must have the maturity as two large countries of Asia, as two large economies, two most populous countries, to strengthen our relationships. And China too must respect India's concerns and India's sensitivities. Yes, through episodical approach, space has been created in our neighborhood where other countries entrench themselves. Time has come for India to think and to go in for a course correction. I would like to mention here with concern that we don't have the same vibrant engagement with the continent of Africa, resource rich. There's so much of goodwill for this country, except for grand event, which Prime Minister is so fond of. It has to be big. After that, you forget. One big summit, and thank you to Africa. We tell our friends that Indian National Congress is determined to restore the vigor, the strength of its partnership and friendship with the continent of Africa. We remain committed to that. Equally, we have neglected Latin America. There is no engagement of India today with Latin America, large region. Prime Minister talks of BRICS. Shri Narendra Modi ji, BRICS was our time. You say nothing happened from the first summit up to the summit in 2013. We launched IPSA. I was there with my Prime Minister. So today, if you say that you are pursuing a policy which takes care of India's national interest, I'm sorry, that's not true. We are living in a world where the global landscape is fast changing. India has to respond with a strategy, with coherence, which unfortunately we are lacking today. The world order has to change to reflect the contemporary global realities, social, political, and economic. Congress is of this firm view that the United Nations Security Council has to change. You cannot have an international body deciding the fate of the world which excludes the largest democracy on this planet, that's the Republic of India, which excludes the continent of Africa and Latin America. We are together to ensure that it happens. हमको अपने बड़े मित्र राष्ट्रों से संबंधों को देखना पड़ेगा। रूस एक हमारा पुराना साथी देश है, आजमाया हुआ साथी दोस्त देश है। वहां संबंध कमजोर हुए हैं, हमको उस बात की चिंता है। अमेरिका के साथ केवल व्यापार के संबंध नहीं हो सकते, जापान के साथ भी संबंध केवल एक बुलेट ट्रेन ले जाने के लिए सीमित नहीं हो सकते। Therefore, time has come for us to recalibrate our relationship with major partner countries, check the slide with Russia, improve the engagement with Japan, remain integral to the large emerging picture of the Asian economic integration. I must say about Middle East, ये गलती होगी अगर मैं नहीं बोलूँगा। लाखों लाखों हिंदुस्तानी वहाँ पे रहते हैं, वहाँ से हमारे भारत के मूल के लोग यहाँ आए हैं। We are concerned over what is happening, the violence, the strife, the terror. We are equally concerned about the delay in the creation of a viable, secure state of Palestine. India has always stood for the creation of the state of Palestine, and here the Indian National Congress reaffirms its solidarity and shall remain committed throughout. There are so many things which other friends will say, and we have said in the resolution. मुझे केवल एक बात कहनी है माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से, कभी बात करें तो शायद डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी और हम लोग बताएं कि कहां कहां गलतियां हैं। कूटनीति में गहराई होनी चाहिए, ठहराव होना चाहिए। कूटनीति इवेंट मैनेजमेंट या फोटो अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं हो सकती। इफेक्टिव डिप्लोमेसी मस्ट हैव डेप्थ, must have gravitas. Photo opportunities and grand events are no substitute. एक जरूरी बात जरूर कहनी है before I conclude. जहां तक पड़ोसी देश का सवाल है, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी जिन्होंने बड़ी नसीहत दी थी हमको, हमारी सरकार को, वो बिना बुलाए पाकिस्तान गए थे। भारत के प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में गए थे, पर्यटक के रूप में नहीं थे। जहाज पर तिरंगा था। हिंदुस्तान का प्रधानमंत्री पाकिस्तान की सरजमीन पर उतरे, उनको सलामी ना मिले, उनको गार्ड ऑफ ऑनर ना मिले, ये देश का अपमान क्यों करा कर आए थे? ये तोहफे लेकर गए थे, अचानक चले गए। तोहफे कहां से आ गए? ठीक है, और वापिस आए तब क्या हुआ? पहला तोहफा पठानकोट, और वो सूची लंबी है, गिनाने में समय लग जाएगा। तो समय है दुरुस्त करने का दिशा को, वक्त आ गया है बदलाव का, और इसमें कोई शक ना रहे। हमारे मीडिया वाले पूरी दुनिया को खबर पहुंचाएंगे, वक्त बदलाव का है। इंडिया शैल चेंज, इंडिया विल करेक्ट इट्स फॉरेन पॉलिसी, इंडिया विल रिटर्न टू द एनलाइटेंड वर्ल्ड व्यू ऑफ नेहरू under Congress and its allies. And that charge will be led by Rahul Gandhi. You wait. We shall remove an incompetent government which has damaged our international engagements, damaged our policy, damaged our credibility, and we reassure our friends we stand with you as Congress always did. Thank you. Jai Hind.